Episode 56, UD May 28, 2024. Talk Show. Industrial Burning and Wood Burning Emit Ignored PM 2.5. Episode 56, UD. RAWSEP Talk Show. Residential Area Industrial Burning and Indoor Residential Wood Burning both emit ignored PM 2.5. Larry the Litigator. Hello, Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates audience. My RAWSEP audience wearing, as usual, your super cool ski goggles, which are personal protective equipment, as near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners, to protect your eyes against indoor residential wood smoke invading your yards and infiltrating your homes. Again, I must say, you all look super cool in your ski goggles. Audience. We know we look super cool in our ski goggles, but we would rather not have to wear them all the time. Larry the Litigator. Notice, I'm also wearing ski goggles too. In solidarity. Audience. Larry, you look super cool. Larry the Litigator. Okay, here I am in this hip college town in the Midwest, 150 miles north of Chicago. And the panel on stage consists of one, good neighbor Gary, leader of a neighborhood organization which 1A, brought a lawsuit 12 years ago against a small industrial plant situated in a residential neighborhood. The lawsuit produced a settlement of over $7 million for polluting the soil of near neighbors of the small industrial plant 11 years ago. Today, good neighbor Gary is 1B, publicizing the fact that the same small industrial plant is polluting the air in the residential neighborhood with PM 2.5, which the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has conceded is a cancer-causing substance. 2. Near neighbor Nina, leader of a statewide organization which 2A, helped shut down numerous outdoor wood burners across the state by passing ordinances against them 13 years ago. And today near neighbor Nina is 2B, publicizing the fact that the same method of pollution, wood burning pollution above US EPA National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NAAQS, must be shut down by a federal law, state laws, or local ordinances to protect the health of near neighbors and incrementally remove one source of pollution that is hastening climate change, indoor residential wood burning. Larry the Litigator. So good neighbor Gary, what the problem? Isn't another $7 million settlement, this time for polluting the air with PM 2.5, by the small industrial plant located in a residential area, right around the corner? Good neighbor Gary. Well, it isn't that easy. The state regulators of air pollution ignore PM 2.5 air pollution that comes from a small industrial plant. It's small, but not too small to pollute. That's the problem for the good neighbors of this small industrial plant. Larry the Litigator. Well, that's fascinating, Gary. Why? Good neighbor Gary. It's the opposite of too big to fail, I suppose. This small industrial plant is too small to fail its good neighbors' trust, maybe? The state regulators are sensitive to the unique, niche qualities of this small industrial plant. Unlike many power plants today, this is not a case of a coal plant transformed into a wood-burning plant. It is a metal processing plant, but its emissions are of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths, just as wood burning is 90% PM 2.5 causing similar human health problems and early deaths. And like indoor residential wood burners, the state regulators think the air pollution problem can be solved by situating the smokestack a few feet higher, just as wood burning laws and ordinances or suggestions for use promote the suggestion that the wood burning air pollution problem can be solved by situating the smokestack a few feet higher. A higher smokestack just pushes the air pollution a few feet farther into the residential neighborhood. Larry the Litigator. As I said, fascinating. I never think about the height of smokestacks because I live in one of those gated communities with a homeowners association interested in clean air that is not right next to a small industrial plant and not right next to indoor residential wood burners. Fingers crossed. Good neighbor Gary, you don't think, when you move into a neighborhood, that a business or a homeowner will continue polluting the air when they know that it causes negative health effects and early deaths for near neighbors. But the small industrial plant and the indoor residential wood burners do continue to pump out the PM 2.5, especially if they know the state regulators won't do anything about it. Larry the Litigator. You're not exactly good news, Gary. Well, near neighbor Nina, you must have better experiences since one tiny indoor residential wood burner can't pump out the PM 2.5 of a small industrial plant, right? Near neighbor Nina. Wrong you are, Larry. Sorry, yes, my Purple Air PM 2.5 monitor often registers the highest PM 2.5 levels in our hip college town, because I am only 60 feet away from an indoor residential wood burner who burns wood throughout the year in spite of the fact that he is hooked up to natural gas for his natural gas furnace. He actually spends more on natural gas than I do, but apparently turns down the heat when he burns wood, recreationally. Larry the Litigator. What is a Purple Air PM 2.5 monitor? Why don't the state regulators pay attention to the readings from Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors? Near neighbor Nina. We're small time, Larry. Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors are low cost, under $300. Resident-owned air quality monitors that use lasers to view and measure the number of particulates of 2.5 micrometer size that pass in front of the lasers in a 10-minute period. The data gathered every 10 minutes is immediately put on an online Purple Air map that is downloadable by any member of the public, and so the data is also downloadable by government workers such as those working for health departments during normal government working hours. The data is collected 24/7 if the monitor is left on, so wood burning on evening and weekends is automatically collected and data since inception and setup of the Purple Air PM 2.5 monitor is available to government workers at any convenient time the government worker would like to download it. I collect and analyze PM 2.5 Purple Air data since 2022, in daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly increments, ready to take it anytime they want to see it, to my health department. The evidence of pollution is there, all dressed up with nowhere to go. The years of evidence of pollution will never disappear. Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors use lasers to count particles of 2.5 micrometer size and cost under $300. Their data is already on United States EPA maps of smoke and fire, alongside $100,000 EPA regulatory monitors. Costly EPA regulatory PM 2.5 monitors physically collect PM 2.5 particulates and manually separate them into what the EPA terms gravel density particles, which are heavier, and wood density particles, which are lighter. Then the EPA weighs the gravel density particles collected separately, and the EPA weighs the wood density particles collected separately. It takes about an hour for the EPA to put their gravel and their wood density statistics on the US EPA AirNow maps of smoke and fire versus purple air PM2.5 data, which is put on the map practically in real time, every 10 minutes. In the past, the EPA has discounted the purple air PM2.5 data as reading high. Although purple air PM2.5 data may just read high because purple air monitors are hyperlocally located nearer to the source of pollution, since they are located in residential neighborhoods nearer to the sources of pollution in a neighborhood. And since mostly wood-burning pollution is detected in residential neighborhoods in our city, unless road construction is going on, most of the pollution is wood density. We do not live in a desert with continuously blowing sand of gravel density. Larry the Litigator. Why is the PM2.5 data from purple air monitors near the small industrial plant discounted by state regulators? Why don't they want to touch your PM2.5 data, Gary? Good neighbor Gary. We're small time too, Larry. Even though we are collecting the PM2.5 data for them, the state regulators don't want to use the data, except for telling people using maps of smoke and fire that there is wildfire smoke in their area, and telling everyone to go inside their sealed homes with multiple air purifiers running. Maybe the state regulators don't have the economic resources, because of the push towards small government, I don't know. They're falling down on the job, I think, although I don't know for sure. Larry the Litigator. This is confusing. Can the state regulators not do their job, or do they not want to offend the small businesses in your state? Near neighbor Nina. They don't want to offend the sensibilities of the indoor residential wood burners in this state. Wood burners are very sensitive, except about the right of other people to breathe clean air. Larry the Litigator. Well, we've brought a little light to this problem of PM2.5 pollution from both small industrial plants and indoor residential wood burners. Strange bedfellows, for sure. Intriguing to those of us who care. How about it, audience? Audience. Glad to see that PM2.5 pollution is getting an airing here on this wonderful talk show. And you let us participate, Larry. It's nice to be heard, even if our data is not seen yet by state regulators. Larry the Litigator. Speaking for the little people, we count too. Stay tuned for next time when we go to the beach. Can we enjoy clean air at the beach these days? Not with continued wood burning. We are on the case. Until next time, keep it clean and adieu.